Morning.
Very good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome to tonight's isolation session. Before we start, customary risk warning. Trading is risky. Be under no illusions of that. Margin-based products such as CFD, spread bets, options, and futures carry inherently higher risk than traditional investing due to gearing and margin. These signals are not personalized investment advice, and therefore you do lose protections you may assume you may have, such as being able to complain to the Ombudsman Service or the Compensation Services Scheme. Ultimately, Synergy is authorised and regulated to deliver this service. Let's start. Been an absolute testing week. We've had interest rate decisions, inflation. We had the Fed Reserve tonight. So this is gambling when you're trading in heavy news flow such as that. That really is gambling. It's like standing in front of a train. It's like trying to catch a piano falling out of a flat. It's just never going to end well unless you're lucky, and the train misses you and the piano misses you, or you catch the piano somehow. It's unlikely. What we can see though are opportunities if we look hard enough. Let's start from the beginning, because we did have an opportunity play out in the standard group, and we've had quite a few play out in the premium group that we sent this week. So let's start. So obviously AUD CAD, we came out of this yesterday. We had CPI data. This still hasn't hit stop loss. It moved aggressively away. Let's just have a look what it did. So we can see we've created this W structure. Here's best way to see the whole pattern. So you've got level 1, level 2. Notice the EMAs all fanned out. Notice level 3 with the pins to the 50. Notice a 5 and a 15 crossing the 50 and holding on top. That's an indication of level 1 rise. Level 1 rise is simply a trend. Level 1 rise is a trend, and a trend is defined by high highs and high lows. It's exactly what we're seeing here. High high, high low, high high. Expecting a higher low. You expect 3 pushes to a high and then consolidation, exactly where we are now. We can see a double bottom. This may well be the bottom of consolidation, and we're going to see the top soon. So there is still an upward move to trade in this. Obviously, we were in the trade and we came out, managed our risk. That was pretty professional to do that sort of thing. But if we move forward and have a look what's been served up, we have had. So we did have 3 weeks of rise. Last week was a drop, but look how many hits we have here to the. Look how many hits we have to the EMAs, the 200 EMA in this case. This has created, push 1, push 2. Want to see a pullback and a close above, and we'll be long that. So we'll see how that goes. GBP AUD starting to fail it a little bit. This is the middle of consolidation too, so we don't tend to trade in the middle of zones. Personally, I don't like this pair because it moves too much. Have a look on the right hand side. 3 times ADRs, 397 pips. It's a hell of a lot. You'd have to adjust your position size if you were to trade this. I think it's nearly 2 to the pound. Trades are meant to be off the targeted entry off the 50 EMA. Notice the 3 hits to the low. We are in the middle of the range, so I'm going to pass on that. CAD CHF, huge ABCD pattern complete. This is an opportunity to be involved with the trend for the next few years, really. If this bottom holds up, ABCD in the yellow, AB equals CD happens 60% of the time. That's very good odds. If it fails, it will fail spectacularly. We've got 1 year of drop, 2nd year of drop. Is it going to tap and give us a 3rd? Is it going to trace before? We're not sure. So we shall see, but we can see the market maker pattern up and down here. So we know we're in the peak low. We know we have an ABCD pattern completed. We know we've got a 3 drives to a bottom pattern here. If I point it out, drive 1, drive 2, drive 3. So there's a lot of confluence pointing to this picking up, a rounded bottom as well. We'll see how it goes. GBP JPY chilling at the top, pattern complete, level 1, level 2, pass. Euro GBP, pleased with it. We were long this yesterday around here. It's given us a really nice move. It's given us 2 days of rise. We're at the 800 at the moment. I do expect us to give us 3 days of rise, depending on how you want to cut this one up. You can either see this as push one, a big push two, and then push three to come, which I think it will be. But if we have a look at the pattern on, we spoke about these red candles in previous videos acting as like a propellant to make the markets move higher. There's no structure in any of these candles, so there's no resistance or support levels to target. It's just straight up, straight down. These moves normally complete all the way up here, so it's quite good to be in and amongst this one. What have we seen? We have seen a 1, 2, 3 close above, trap people at the end of the day. That is when traps are set, so you don't want to get caught in that. But ultimately, it looks really nice. Back to this particular perspective of it, we're in level 2 consolidation. We've had level 1, level 2. It is ultimately higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, inside high, you know, and we're just chopping around. None of these have broken structure, expecting higher prices. Euro USD, beast mode. So this is a perfect trade, but we can't trade with such news. You can see the market make a pattern level 1, level 2. We're in a peak formation at the minute, and we're now making level 1. Notice the red harmonics. Notice the targeted entry off the 200 EMA, which has been white squared. High, high, higher, low, break, retest. Nice. Notice the red candles, like the previous example. Expect higher prices, and what we can see of this previous high, so we've got 1, 2, and we do expect to close up here. So once I start seeing high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, high, I'll probably enter this trade long. Looks really good. Euro JPY, peak formation, pass. GBP CHF, this is a temptation. We can see the pattern on the way down, level 1, level 2. We can see the pattern on the way up, level 1, rise. Now, this has completed the yellow harmonic, obviously, and we've pushed up and pushed back down. Are we going to double bottom here? There's too many uncertainties, so I'm just going to pass. So we do expect this to double bottom, and we do expect it to. I'm just not keen on it around here. There's too much room for it. Notice the green candles, we can easily burn those up, so I'm going to pass. NZD, JPY, kind of peak formation, can see the pattern level 1, level 2, 1, 2, 3 to the high. After 3, I'm passing. AD/USD, huge move away. This is based on the Fed Reserve and their interest rate policy. We still haven't actually quite pinged top of the harmonic yet, but we're close. I'd like to remind everyone where we are in this particular pattern. According to the market maker theory, this is the peak high, level 1, level 2, and we're making the signature move of lower lows and lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and we've also got the pattern consolidate, consolidate, trap false into a real. Previous lows much further, and we do expect another move lower. So this really could set us up. We've got quadruple witching on the options expiry coming up. That's going to be an event as well. So we took this thing short, dare drop secondary. We took it short here, and we got the most out of it, nearly 50 pips, and it's traumatized since. So we'll just leave that for now. Gold, sharp move away, really nice. Day of drop, second day of drop, third day of drop. After 3 days of drop, the market either chops or rises, and we did both. We chopped and rose. So this needs to resume trend. This is simply a higher high, higher low entry off the correct EMA, which is the 50. As you can see, level 1, you can see level 2. High highs and higher lows, expect higher prices. Difficult to jump in on. Let's have a look if there's any sequence for us. There isn't. We had 3 weeks of rise, 1 week of drop. Doesn't really, no, there's no entry for me, pass. Euro NZD. Now this is one I do want to get involved in because I can identify where we are in a market maker's pattern. We're in level 2 rise. You can see level 1 underneath. Level 2, notice the harmonics, bringing price to a point, the blue harmonics. We're either going to add another harmonic move down to here. There is some Australian data tonight, and there is also some, just double check. It's only New Zealand. New Zealand GDP GDP, which we've had already. So a big loss on the GDP. So hence the move up in the euro. It's a good spot actually, because we did have TP2 on NZD USD, which we sent in the premium group, and it's just come back on the back of that. So that was a real proper trade. We'll look at it in a moment. Anyway, so this one we're expecting higher prices. We're looking to try and get into this. Easier said than done. Is there anything showing me anything here? Let's see. Let's see what we can spot as clues. So what I can see is a week of drop, second week of drop, third week we made a drop, no net, or drop rise. We retested the low, albeit the higher low. So let's look for the last lower high. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So what we can say is ultimately this is the first change in sort of character, people like to say. This would be your change. This would be your break. This would be where people would have taken a retest, but the news smashed it. I like it. I like it, so I'll keep it up. ADCHF, we sent this out as a long in the premium group today, and it gave us 80 pips. It's a really nice trade. Why do we take it when we can see the pattern in front of us? So on the way up, we have level 1, level 2. On the way down, level 1, level 2. Notice the previous peak. Fully expect price to get down there. In each level, there are 3 pushes. Look, you can see it here, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But this one's a little bit different, a little bit contentious, because the previous low is down here. And the type of consolidation we have here is a trapped false. And it plays out in 3 waves, which is 1, 2, 3. Notice the little pattern here, 1, 2, 3 to make 1. 1, 2, 3 to make 2. Just see it playing out. However, sent along. Why did I send along? Because the harmonic pattern recognition thing going on in my head played out yesterday. So this really was a hero trade, massive trade. So I hope people did well out of that after it being quite quiet for a while. So you can see what's happened. It was really simple. There's even a video of it on YouTube, I believe. So we've got point X, A, B, C, D. AB equals CD at the 78 or 61.8% level, and we've just blasted higher. So you can see that it was lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. We've got a change, which is 1, push 2, push 3, or you could have taken it here, bit of drawdown, and then the big move. Beautiful trade. Euro AUD, looking for longs at the moment. Again, this is level 2 consolidation, expecting higher prices. Notice the red harmonics, expecting this to push. What can I see at the moment? Not much really. Got an A, B, C, D structure potentially. We're holding up in the middle of the range at the minute, which isn't optimal. Let's see if I can spot anything. So we had a really nice Gartley yesterday, X, A, B, C, D to here to the 800. And we've pulled away. It was a break and a retest, and it was a massive pull away. So it's a trade missed really, but we did have the buy X, A, B, C, D here. Fast for now. This is one I did want to get involved in because you can see such a big pattern and potential. Level 1, level 2, peak formation, which is a double bottom, 3 hits to the low. This is a big W in the making. Even when we get up here, it's still going to be early. So from here to here is huge in itself. How many pips is that? 700, 800 pips. It's got thousands of pip potential. This, I think there's 4,000 pips. So, and there's so much opportunity to scale in. Let's have a look closer up what we have. Okay, so we have a move off the lows, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, drop, no net. If I look a bit closer, get rid of this little thing. It will probably redraw itself, though. It's annoying. That's not what you want there and there. What we can see, this is the last serious lower high. Price hasn't broken it yet. We're being held here. But if we're looking at nearer even if we call this the last lower high, so we've got a 1 so far. We need to see a 2 and a close above 2. Pass. GBP/USD, major move up. Market maker pattern is higher, if I can show you here. Level 1, level 2 on the way down, level 1 on the way up. Looking for some telltale signs from the market maker. We've got a higher low set, high, low, high, low, and just making internal high highs and high lows. FOMC helped lift us. We have had weak UK GDP though, which will set the inflation expectation slightly lower. Therefore, the wind in the sails not blowing with the pound. It's simply forced moves on the back of dollar weakness on the Fed Reserve tonight. Let's see where this is showing any sequence. When I say sequence, I want to see 2 days of drop, 2 weeks of rise, 3 weeks of rise, 3 days of drop or rise. There's nothing there, pass. Look, USD JPY going bananas, completed the harmonic. This is the double top, huge pattern, level 1, level 2. I want to see it play out and give me a level 1 consolidation, and I can confirm where I am and take big positions, which is the name of the game. All right, USD CHF, disappointing. Looks like it's coming back to test the low. Big A X A B equals CD Gartley. You'd imagine that would be extremely powerful considering we broke the previous trend. You can see the market maker pattern, level 1, level 2 peak, level 1, level 2, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, break. Are we going to test the low? We do not know. NZD USD, we took this as a long today. This is a little bit contentious. The market maker pattern is clear, but it's also unclear at the same time. It's clear on the way down. On the way up, you get 2 types of consolidation. You either get a zigzag, trap, false, real, or you get chop. So what we've had here is a trap, false, and expecting a real to play out. My only question is, are we going to retest this low? At the moment, we're setting a higher low. It looks quite encouraging. However, we've just had GDP numbers out from New Zealand and they disappointed. So there's going to be a bit of natural wind in the sails against New Zealand unless there is prolonged dollar weakness. Harmonics complete, testing the high again. Let's look at why we took the trade long. Took the trade long because the pattern doesn't really have any opinion. It's just a pattern, and it takes any subjectivity away. And that's exactly what you want in trading. You don't want to be caught in 2 minds about anything. We had a beautiful ABCD pattern. Can I see it clearly here? The computer didn't even pick it up, but I did. A, B equals C, D. Anchor here. This was at the 61.8% level and we absolutely blasted away TP2. This was a premium trade as well. So premiums had quite a few trades this week. It's not been so easy for the standardized groups. We don't put the harmonics in there all the time. But now we've had this big data out of the way. We've got European interest rates tomorrow. So again, another barrier in the way. But we'll see if that can help Euro GBP start running and help us get into some positions. AUD JPY pass, it's in a peak, it's completed its pattern, waiting for its turnaround. Euro CAD, we can see 2 days of rise. This is looking quite encouraging at the moment, and I'll be looking for this along tomorrow. Reason being, we've taken out this previous lower high. There's a nice W, push 1, push 2, close above, long. 2 days of rise. It looks proper. Where are we trading in the? We're actually very close. I mean, all these red candles wouldn't surprise me to see us move from here. Higher low point, middle of level 1 consolidation. Notice the blue ABCD. Notice the harmonics. Back into the middle of the zone. Bit of risky trade, but we'll see. USD CAD, this is probably the best of all in terms of market maker pattern. So we can see the market maker pattern clearly here. We can notice the level 1, the level 2, and we expect price to get the previous peak. So we know exactly where we are. We can view this as an airport, a bus stop, train station, taxi rank, whatever. Try and catch the cab from here, the plane, to take the next leg higher. So obviously, if you break down price action, you can see high, 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 low, high, high, higher low. We're trading in the middle of the range again. We're expecting higher prices. In line with the market makers, is there any sequence for us to get in? Let's see. At the moment, there doesn't seem to be. Let me just jot down EuroCAD before I forget. Just a a test of the bottom, which will make a double bottom. I'm passing on that. CHF JPY, huge pattern complete, expecting it to come down. It's done 3 years of rise pass. AED/NZD, big move up. It's probably hit another target price of ours because that's staring you in the face of a beautiful Gartley pattern. X, A, B equals C, D. D was here, gave us a bit more on the stock side. Notice the pattern, 1, 2, 3, W, breaker structure 1, waiting for a retest. This is going to keep pushing higher. The market maker's pattern, however, is lower, but we're just trading counter trend here. Notice the higher lows, notice the equal highs. That JPY pass, it looks like it's falling apart, and that's for us to keep an eye on, wait for a level 1 consolidation and see what our options are then. So I hope you find this interesting. I certainly do. If you'd like to learn more about how to learn the market maker method, let me know. Reach out to me. We'll try and get some signals out tomorrow. It's been a relatively quiet week, but justified because of news flow. Please bear that in mind. It's better not to be in a trade than wishing you were out of a bad trade. And I'll leave you with that. All right. Thank you very much. Cheers.